Hey everyone, Sean Burke here. I hope you're doing well and staying safe and healthy. Maybe you've had a chance throughout this quarantine to play a little guitar and have checked out my first couple of lessons. If this is your first lesson, enjoy it. Real basic stuff here today. I'm not going to teach a song today, I'm going to teach basic strumming patterns. This is a question I've been getting a lot lately from people wanting to know how do you know which strumming pattern to play in a song. So what I've done is I've taken three fairly basic, easy to play strumming patterns that I think you'll recognize, and you can use those to play a lot of the popular songs that are out there. The other thing I'm going to do is teach a couple new chords today, because in these patterns with the chord progressions I've picked, there's two chords here that we didn't learn in the first two lessons, so I want to teach those now. So remembering our strings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to our low E string. An E minor chord, you're going to take your middle finger and put it on the 5th string at the 2nd fret, and you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the 4th string of the 2nd fret and ring that out, and that's an E minor chord. The second chord we're going to learn is an A chord, and there's a couple ways to play this. The way I like to play is I like to take my middle finger and I bar the 2nd string, 3rd string, and 4th string all at the 2nd fret with one finger, and it'll sound like this. Now if your hands are smaller or that's not comfortable, you can take your index finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret, you can take your middle finger on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and you can take your ring finger on the 2nd string of the 2nd fret and play it that way. So you can hear that's the same chord. I have a little trouble playing it the second way because my hands and my fingers are a little too big, and it gets uncomfortable putting those all on one fret. But you pick the one that works for you, and as I said, that's a chord, the A chord, that we're going to use in a number of songs, and we're going to use it today as well. So for strumming patterns, the first pattern, and I'm going to demonstrate these by muting the strings at first, just so you get the basic rhythm of it, and then I'll play it with a chord progression. So the first one is a down, down, up, down, down, up. Down, down, up, down, down, up. And this is a very common strumming pattern used in a lot of songs. The progression I picked, C, D, G, E minor, when I was done with it, it sounded to me a lot like Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind. So here's how it sounds with that progression. That on a G, I'm not really sure why. But anyway, that was the strumming pattern again, was just down, down, up, down, down, up. So that's a real basic pattern that you can learn yourself with your own chord progressions and have some fun with that. And I'm sure you're going to recognize once you get good with that pattern, that's in a lot of songs. The second one is really a simple down, down, up with a pause, up, down, up. So once again, down, down, up, pause, up, down, up. The chord progression I picked for this was G, D, C. So here's how it sounds played like that. Once again, I find myself ending on G, but again, nice easy pattern. Sound a little bit like some Bob Seger tunes to me, and again, I'm sure as you play that and you mess around with different chords, you'll recognize some songs that you've heard in the past. The third strumming pattern is more of a country flavor, and it's going to also require us to learn a little bit of picking, which is something that I think we're going to want to do as we move along here. And so this is a good chance right now to combine a little bit of picking with your strumming as well. So this pattern is real simple. You're going to pick a bass note and strum down, pick a bass note and strum down. So muted, it'll sound like this. Pick, strum, pick, strum, pick, strum, pick, strum. And the chord progression that I picked for this song, D, A, D, G. When you're picking the bass note, for the D chord, you're going to pick the 4th string. That'll be your bass note you pick and then strum down. For the A, it'll be the 5th string. Pick the A, strum down. And for the G, it'll be the 6th string. You pick that and strum down. So here's how that'll sound when you're playing with that chord progression. So a little more country flavor to that one. It requires a little bit of basic picking, which I think you can have fun with. And so those 3 patterns, all real fun to play around with. Put your own chords with them, make up your own songs. But again, you'll hear those in a lot of the popular songs that are out there. So enjoy the practice sessions. Stay safe out there. I hope to see you back here for another lesson, and be well.